welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Mackenzie, and today we are going to be making this really fun frozen shaving cream sensory bin. Let me show you. So this one, it's kind of fun and it kind of sticks, and it's really cold, but it's also really, really, really soft. So what you're going to need for this one today is you're going to need some shaving cream, of course. You are going to need either some paint or you're going to need food coloring. I'll show you both ways. You're going to need some long bins. I find that the longer and shallower ones work best. Make sure you ask mom and dad which ones they want you to use before you get started. And then I have some small toys. So I have some little dolls. They're kind of like small Barbies. And then just some like small Barbie accessories. I have some dinosaurs. Just like that. And then I have some foam letters. And then in this one, see how it's kind of blue? It's kind of supposed to look like the ocean. So that's what we made. All right, so let's get started to the first. Oh, you're also going to need, I almost forgot. You're also going to need some toothpicks to help you swirl your colors. And then you're going to need just a spatula. I'm just going to use a wooden one, but you can also use a rubber one. All right. This one can get a little messy. I'm on just a plastic table, so this one can get dirty. But if you're using your mom or dad's nice kitchen table, you may want to ask them if they want you to lay down a towel or lay down like a garbage bag or something, just to make sure that their table stays clean and then it's easy cleanup. So first, I'm going to grab my shaving cream and I'm going to fill the whole bottom of my little dish. You're going to want quite a bit in there. I think it's easier to start on one end and then kind of go down that way and just kind of make lines like that. Can you see? I kind of have lines that go this way. I think that's the easiest way to do it. And then we're going to take our kitchen spatula. We're going to kind of smooth it out. Smooth it out, get it all the way to the edge. You can tap this off and smooth that out. We're going to set this to the side. And then you should have, it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. It can have some ridges. That's okay. We just want to get kind of like the lumps where we can see where we sprayed it off. So then next, I am going to take, I think I'm going to take some pink, and I think I'm going to do two colors. I'm going to take pink and my kind of greeny blue, and I'm just going to put some drops. Kind of all over. And then I'm going to put my lid back on this one. Put it over here. Now I'm going to take my green one. And just a few drops. So this will make some really cool swirls. All right. So now we're going to take a toothpick. Just like that. Make sure you're really careful with these because they are pretty pointy. So make sure that you hold it away from the point. Like I have my hand right here. So that way you don't get poked. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to swirl. We're just going to make some circles. Kind of drag your food coloring all over. Just make some pretty lines. Kind of drag it up. We'll make some more swirls. And it's okay if yours kind of starts mixing. And it'll just make the swirls look really pretty. Make sure you get all the way out to the edges. And I'm going to take mine kind of off. Now I'm going to put this one. I have a garbage bag for me right here. Put it in the garbage bag. Just like that. So then this is kind of what we're left with, kind of like a pinky blue shaving foam. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stick our little figurines inside. You can stick them inside however you want to. You can use however many you want to. So I just stuck mine in like that. You can see I have my little dolls and my little accessory. So we're going to set that to the side, and then we're going to make one more with paint. So I'm going to take this one. So if you guys don't have food coloring, this is another option to just use some washable paint. I just have some kids regular washable paint. So then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to put some shaving cream into your bin. And we're going to take our spatula and we're going to smooth it out. So this one is going to be my dinosaur and letters one. So I think for this one, I'm going to set this to the side. I think for this one, I'm going to do some orange and I think some green, I think is what I'm going to do. So for this one with paint, you're actually going to take your toothpick and you're going to dip it into your paint. And then you'll swirl. Just going to wipe this off. And we're going to dip again. See how it's making kind of swirls? And we'll just swirl. And just keep swirling like that. This one is going to take a little bit longer because we aren't getting as much of the paint in at one time as we were the food coloring. And this one will also not have as much color if you don't want it to. But I'm gonna put quite a bit of color in mine. See how it's kind of turning orange? That's what we want. Just like that. This is looking so cool, guys. And that is how much orange I'm going to put in mine. I'm going to take my other toothpick and I am going to put it in my garbage bag. I'm going to close up my paint. And then I'm going to open my green. And I'm going to take another toothpick, just like that. So for your paint, you are going to need a toothpick for each color that you're going to do, because we don't want to mix all of our colors. Just get some swirls in there. And to make sure I'm not mixing colors, I'm kind of trying to go where there isn't a whole lot of orange, just to make sure that I don't put orange into my green. If you want to do some more, if you want to swirl your green in with your orange, you can always put your green on a piece of paper or on a paper plate or something like that. And that way you aren't dipping orange right into your bottle of paint. I've got a little bit of orange on mine, so I'm just going to kind of take that off. Wipe it off just a little bit. And then this is all totally washable. So if you get it like on your hands or something, it just washes off with some soap and water. Sometimes you have to scrub a little bit, but it will come off with just some warm water and some soap. I think that's going to be enough of my green. So now that I've kind of swirled it, I'm going to swirl some of the colors together, since I'm not going to dip into any more green. I'm going to put this in my garbage bag. So then it looks like that. So fun. So now we're just going to put some of our letters in there. I kind of like to hide some of my letters. If you're using a bigger bin than I am, you totally can feel free to. You can kind of hide your letters a little bit better than I can. And then once you take your shaving cream out of the freezer, then you can kind of search for them. I'm just going to finish putting these all in there. That's what it looks like. So then I'm going to close this. And the last step for this one is you're going to want to put this in the freezer for anywhere from 20 minutes to 3 hours. After 3 hours, it gets really, really hard, and you may have to let it sit out for a little bit before you can play with it. So this one has been sitting in the freezer for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And the fish come out pretty easily, as you can see. And they kind of have some shaving cream stuck onto them. This one is kind of starting to go back to warm, just because I'm outside, and so it's kind of hot outside. But if you pick it up, it's a little bit more, it stays together a little bit better. And it's just really fun to play with and take out all of find all of the sea creatures and things like that. So since we talked about some ocean animals, since we made an ocean shaving cream, I thought we could read a book about some ocean animals. So I have The Magic School Bus on the Ocean Floor. I don't know about you guys, but I love The Magic School Bus. I think it is so fun. All right. It was the end of the day, and it was hot in school. We had been working for hours on our ocean science projects. All of our work made Miss Frizzle very happy, but it made us very tired and hot. So we've got some kids saying, "Wow, it's hot today." Yeah, it's cool, man. Not Miss Frizzle's dress. Doesn't learning about oceans make you happy, Arnold? That's Miss Frizzle. You see Miss Frizzle right there? And then all around them you can see all of their ocean projects. We were putting the finishing touches on a display about how ocean animals swim when someone said, "I wish we could go swimming." Do you guys like to swim in the summertime? I know I do. Miss Frizzle looked up without warning. Miss Frizzle looked up. Without warning, she said, "As a matter of fact, children, I've been planning a class trip to the ocean for tomorrow." Everybody cheered. Sometimes having a weird teacher isn't so bad. The next day, everyone showed up in a bathing suit. We boarded the old bus and Frizzy started at the engine. We were ready for a day of fun in the sun. He said, "I can't wait to go swimming." And someone else says, "I'm going to build a sandcastle." And she said, "Boy, are we lucky." When we finally came up to the beach, we wanted to jump off the bus. But guess what? Miss Frizzle didn't stop. She kept right on going, past the lifeguard station, across the sand, and down to the water's edge. What do you guys think Miss Frizzle is doing? "We are now in the intertidal zone," said Miss Frizzle. "That is the part of shore that is covered with water at high tide and uncovered at low tide." Out of the windows we saw the tide pools, puddles of water left on the shore when the tide goes out. We were hoping the Fritz would let us out, but no such luck. She kept driving full speed ahead. As the bus splashed through the waves, the lifeguard blew his whistle. Frizzy didn't stop, so he came rushing to rescue us. Suddenly, a mysterious wave rose up. Miss Frizzle opened the door of the bus, and the lifeguard was swept inside. Outside the windows, we saw nothing but rushing water. We screamed and closed our eyes. Oh my goodness, they must have been so scared, huh? When we finally opened our eyes, everything was quiet. We were under the ocean, and there had been a few small changes. The bus had turned into a submarine, and everyone was wearing a diving suit. We should have known. We were on another one of Miss Frizzle's crazy class trips. Right away, Miss Frizzle started talking about the ocean. "We are now passing over the continental shelf," she said. "That's the area that stretches from the shore to where the water is 400 to 600 feet deep." Oh my goodness, that's really deep. Miss Frizzle decided this was a good moment for us to get out of the bus. Thank goodness we had our air tanks. All around us were fish, and more fish. Many kinds of fish swim in large groups called schools, said Miss Frizzle. Down below on the muddy bottom, lobsters were catching crabs. Starfish used their arms to pry open clamshells, and jellyfish floated past, catching small fish with their stinging tentacles. The ocean was teeming with life. Oh my goodness. You guys see them all diving, and there's a bunch of fish around them. So cool. Miss Frizzle said there was life in the water we couldn't see. She pulled out a microscope and made us look at seawater. Under the microscope, we saw strange creatures. "Girls and boys," said Miss Frizzle, "these tiny things are called plankton." You see, she's looking at a microscope to see the little itty bitty fish. We tried to listen, but we felt nervous. We noticed some dark shapes coming closer and closer. Can you guys tell what those dark shapes are up here? Oh no, what do you think they are? Oh no, The shapes were tiger sharks. Miss Frizzle told us not to worry. She said that most sharks will not eat people. The number of people killed by sharks every year is very, very small, said Miss Frizzle. We panicked anyway. Oh my goodness. Would you guys get scared if there was a shark nearby? Then an enormous white shark slid by. Whale sharks never hurt people. They eat nothing but plankton, said Miss Frizzle. The giant shark swam down, and we went along. We were leaving the continental shelf, following a steep cliff called the Continental Slope. We were on our way to the deep ocean floor. I think they're going to go really deep, guys. After a while, the whale sharks swam away, but the Fritz kept going down. The water was bitter cold and pitch dark. Sunlight could not shine down so deep. Miss Frizzle switched on her flashlight. As we swam to the bus, we noticed it had changed again. You guys see the bus? Right there. There's the bus. Then up ahead, we saw a spot that was full of life. It looked like an undersea garden with all kinds of strange animals in it. This is a hot water vent, class, said the Fritz. A vent is an opening in the ocean floor. Flowing up from the vent is super hot water mixed with hydrogen sulfide gas. Miss Frizzle said there were other vents on the ocean floor. Unfortunately, we don't have time to visit them, she added. Then she pulled up a lever on the dashboard and the bus zoomed towards the surface. Oh my goodness. Soon, we were motoring over the open ocean toward a sun-drenched island. The bus had changed into a glass-bottom boat. Through the glass, we saw what looked like a wall made of colorful rocks. Miss Frizzle said it was a coral reef made of tiny animals called coral polyps. We drove overboard and began to explore. You guys see the coral down here and some up here? Yeah. The reef was made of many kinds of corals. Some looked like trees with branches. Others looked like fans or fingers. Some even looked like human brains. Oh my goodness. I'm actually going to bring you guys a little bit closer. Can you guys see? This one kind of looks like a brain. And these ones look like fingers. A coral reef makes a good home for many ocean plants and animals, said the Fritz. We saw crabs and lobsters, huge eels and octopuses, slimy sea slugs, and spiny sea urchins, and the most colorful fish in the world. So cool, huh? Too soon, Miss Frizzle said it was time to go. No one wanted to be left behind, so we all climbed on board. Frizzy stepped on the gas, and the bus chugged away from the coral reef. Nearby, a school of dolphins leapt past. In the distance, we saw a whale. Everything seemed normal. Then we noticed that something weird was happening. The bus was getting flat. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think is going to happen next? As usual, Miss Frizzle was the only one who stayed calm. She drove us to an ocean current, and we were swept along in the fast-moving water for thousands of miles. After a while, we saw our beach again. Oh man, look. See? You can see their bus underneath. Everyone, stay on the bus, shouted the Fritz. On the bus was right. It had turned into a giant surfboard. We had to stand on top of it, and we were riding a wild wave straight towards the shore. Oh my goodness, do you guys see the big, huge wave? And look, their bus turned into a surfboard. Oh no, it was a giant wipeout. The whole class went under. The next thing we knew, we were washing up on the sand. Our diving suits were gone, and the bus was its old self again. There it was, sitting in the parking lot as if nothing had happened. We thanked Lenny for everything and hit the road. Back in our classroom, we made a terrific chart of the ocean for the bulletin board. See? You can see there. Whole board. It lists all of the parts of the ocean that they saw today. Like the lifeguard station, they saw the ocean floor, they saw some open ocean, the coral reef, super cool things like that. And then we were definitely ready to go home. Thank goodness it was Friday. After that class trip, we really needed a weekend off. The end. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me and making these super fun frozen shaving cream bins. They were so fun to make, and make sure you leave a picture below when you make yours. We love seeing your creations. All right, join us in a few hours for our next live segment. We hope to see you there. Bye, guys. See you next time.